Bitch, the Jaclyn Cosmetics tea is piping hot today. Hey guys, and welcome to Mango Tea, and thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, my name is Steven Mango. This is my husband Jeff, and I am a drama channel that talks about beauty drama and the beauty community. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure to go down below and click on that subscribe button, as well as the bell icon right next to it, so you stay notified whenever I release a new video about YouTube drama. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been following my channel. You know who Jeff is. If you're just searching Jaclyn Cosmetics right now, or you're just keeping up with all the Jaclyn Hill drama, you won't know who this is. My husband Jeff is an attorney, and he has commented on other legal matters surrounding other makeup dramas and controversies, or even such as TanaCon with Tana Mojo. So Jeff is aware of YouTube drama, so he can obviously answer your questions, which I asked you to do on social media. If you don't follow me on social media, at Steven Mango on Twitter and Instagram, we sometimes post Instagram stories and other fun things, and if you want to keep up with me when I'm not posting YouTube videos, you can find me on my social media channel, so I highly recommend that you follow me over there. And I asked you guys to ask Jeff your questions about Jaclyn Cosmetics. So also yesterday I made a whole video about Jaclyn Cosmetics, and if you haven't seen it already, it's down below, linked on my channel, and we go into more of like the details and all the drama surrounding everything that's been going on with Jaclyn's moldy, dirty, disgusting, gross lipsticks. So if you don't know about Jaclyn's drama, go to my video from yesterday and you will be filled in about all that drama. So I hinted in that video as well that Jeff had his own opinions about this Jaclyn drama, and now more people are talking about lawsuits and all this sort of stuff, so Jeff actually had a half day at work sort of thing. So I asked him.
I didn't have no half day at work.
Well, you're working from home, but you had an appearance in the morning, and now you're working from the rest of the day.
You've interrupted me from my important work to ask me the questions about this lady.
Okay, so if you want to just... There's that, and we're going to be talking about Jaclyn Hill with Jeff today. So, first of all, what the fans want to know, your fans and your subscribers, because most of these people who watch Mango Tea are subscribed for you, what are your thoughts, first of all, before we go into the fan questions, about Jaclyn Hill's collection, since you've been rambling to me about the lipsticks?
I just don't understand why you had 20 lipsticks of nudes. Why is there all this focus on all this nude business? It sounds vaguely dirty, and so I don't really understand the whole point of it.
Well, are you asking me, or are you just ranting about that?
I don't know if you know the answer, but I just don't understand the whole situation. Why would someone come out with 20 lipsticks of all nude?
Well, there's varying shades of nude depending on skin tones and depending on different undertones and different things that nude lipsticks have. I agree that there shouldn't be 20 nude lipsticks. I think maybe like 5 is sufficient, but to come out with a whole nude collection, it's just so boring because everyone has nude. I mean, Manny MUA was known for just wearing nude lipstick all the time, and everyone's always just nude, and it's just so boring to just always wear nude lipstick, have nude lipstick. I know that on the flip side of that, like say Jeffree Star with like his alien palette or like other things, people don't go out into the real world, like going to work, if you work in an office, wearing like green lipstick, like it's not like a thing. So I understand like nude lipstick is kind of pretty, but it's just like sometimes it's...
No, but I understand why you would have many different foundation colors, because of all the different skin types and tones. But I don't understand why... I thought people put on lipstick to add some color to their lips. So then what's the whole purpose of this nude business?
Alright, so when you want to start your beauty drama channel, we'll send people to subscribe to you, since apparently you're so angry and opinionated about this, you might as well start your own channel.
I'm not starting my own channel. I got enough to do.
Well, you're actually going to be coming on my podcast, and Jeff's going to be doing a advice column on my podcast. I have a podcast coming out called Mango Juice. It's like entertainment, news, and pop culture. I'll do some YouTube drama there too as well, but Jeff wants to do like a question and answer or advice column thing, so if you guys are interested in listening to that...
Yeah, but you better not write in unless you want a direct answer in terms of advice that's sought.
Okay, so are we ready to get into the questions from our subscribers?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see where to start. The first one is, would it be worth it to sue? LOL. Okay, so basically let's just kind of go into this. If someone has...
God help me.
If someone has an injury sustained from the Jaclyn Cosmetics, if they had burns if they had found hair, fibers, or other things in their lipsticks and their skin actually got a reaction, or they went to the doctor, something actually happened, to what degree would it be worth actually filing a claim against Jaclyn Cosmetics, or whatever?
It wouldn't be worth it. That's the short answer.
What type of injury would then be worth it to sue, to where it would be like, just go to the doctor, get some cream, and call it a day?
You would... A substantial injury that caused a major disruption in your life. And I don't mean being a millennial snowflake and, oh, I had to wear the beige lipstick instead of the off beige eggshell lipstick. That's what I mean. Or not from finding a piece of fuzz or lint in the lipstick, but something where you actually had a second-degree burn, a chemical burn, or some, there was some toxic chemical that caused some breathing problem, something like that. But
the fact alone, what I think people are saying is like, oh, if it's testing positive for mold or from other contaminants, then that alone gives them some sort of superiority of saying like, well, I paid for a $20 or $15 lipstick that has mold in it, so I think I'm somehow going to be able to pay an attorney to either take the claim or be part of a class action, or on a contingency basis in order to, if they had like some little skin rash or something like that. And like what you're trying to say is, it's basically like if you have like a real substantial injury from these lipsticks, which is probably not going to happen even if there was mold, unless you really can prove that it's tied to the lipstick, right? And it's something that's seriously injured the person.
And also, what kind of mold is it? If you live in a house and there's black mold, that's a serious situation. You live in the house, you're breathing it in all day and all night, it's toxic, that's a big deal. But there's a lot of different kind of molds. You leave bread out too long, it's going to get mold on it.
But I'm talking about, like, say, like Claire's. Like, Claire's sold, like, those makeup for kids and had asbestos in it. And they were trying to deal with, FDA wanted them to voluntarily recall their makeup and all this sort of stuff, and it had asbestos in it.
Well, asbestos is something else. That goes into your lungs.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but
that's different than what is
no asbestos
found in
in this.
Cosmetics.
Well, all I know they found is someone found some sort of hair, and there was lint or something like that.
Okay, so basically the same sort of part of the question. Can the girl whose lip was cut open and swollen sue Jaclyn? What are the chances she would win or get a recovery from her claim?
Could she sue?
Yeah, she could sue.
Of course she can sue. Anyone can sue anyone for anything. I can sue you for looking at me the wrong way, but that doesn't mean it's worth it or that you're going to win.
And how could she even claim it's from the lipstick? Like, yes, there could be shards in it, but how do we know that that was actually from the manufacturer? How could they prove that type of claim?
Well, if it's in the stream of commerce, and there's a product which is defective, you have a claim against the manufacturer, the distributor, and the retail seller. Mm-hmm. All of those can be targets of your lawsuit. If her lip was cut open and she had substantial disfigurement, scarring, medical bills, then it might be worth suing. But I guess then the claim would be there was some metal or glass in there and it cut her lip open. How she wouldn't see it, I don't know. That's a different question. But so that's what would make it worthwhile suing in terms of a serious injury. What's so funny now?
Because you sound like one of those lawyers on the TV commercials, because you're just so angry and grumpy, and you sound like someone who's saying, if you got injured by Jaclyn Cosmetics, did you sustain burns and injuries? Call 1-800-GRUMPY-JEFF.
You mean like the vaginal mesh?
Yeah, that's what you sound like. You sound like one of those type of commercials. Yeah. It's the same sort of thing. What level of proof is needed for a successful claim for damages if a claim is made that the lipsticks cause an infection?
Well, the level of proof is more likely than not. That means 50.01%. It isn't like in a criminal case where it's beyond a reasonable doubt, and it isn't in a case where there's punitive damages alleged where it's clear and convincing. You just have to pretend you have the scales, right? And the scales, as long as it's as light as a feather on one side, that's enough in terms of the level of proof. And you don't have to have some testimony other than the person who was injured. It would be enough, if the jury believes them, for the person to say, I opened the lipstick, I wanted nude lipstick. Why they want that, I don't know, but okay, they opened the nude lipstick, they started applying it to their lips, and lo and behold, they cut their whole lip open and off because of some dangerous sharp something or other that was hidden inside the lipstick. That's, if the jury believes that person, that's all that's needed. If they're a fraudulent lady that's had a lot of fake claims, they're not going to believe her. If it's Mother Teresa, they're going to believe her.
Why would Mother Teresa be watching YouTuber Jaclyn Hill?
Or why would she be using lipstick? But she's dead anyway, but okay.
What would you rather use on your lips? Jaclyn Cosmetics or Jaclyn Cosmetics? That's my question. It's not a fan question.
I have no idea.
What would you rather trust? What would you trust more? Jaclyn Cosmetics or Jaclyn Cosmetics?
I have
probably
no idea.
Jaclyn Cosmetics with the mold versus Jaclyn's made in China, bitch, right? But I don't know.
Well, everything's made in China.
Do you think this is made in China?
I don't know, but what I mean when I say everything's made in China,
it's not necessarily always a bad thing for people, my Chinese fans. It's not a bad thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We do most of our trading with
China.
And if you have a backpack or any clothing, sometimes that's from Bangladesh or what have you. But there's just a ton of stuff that comes in from China.
What would it take to form a class action lawsuit against Jaclyn Cosmetics?
It would take a lot of people who were similarly situated, and what that means depends on what the court thinks. Remember, a judge is just a lawyer that knew the governor. So if they all had a chemical reaction to it, that would be more likely to be in a class action, as opposed to one person who was burned by it, one person who was cut by it, one person who was disgusted that they found lint in it.
So it has to be a similar type of claim.
Typically, yes. There has to be a unity of interest. Then, really in class actions, the only people that make money are the lawyers. And maybe the lead plaintiff.
Which would be like one person and the attorneys, whatever.
Right.
And I saw there's actually there's an attorney who's investigating it now. Robert Freund he's in Los Angeles, so I'll put his contact information here in case you guys are injured, since it appears that he was sending emails to people if they're a California resident. And
well, I wouldn't do that because you don't know this person or whether they're competent, or you don't want anyone.
Even if he's forming a class action,
that's his business. You shouldn't recommend some lawyer that you don't know anything about.
Just what I saw on the internet.
Yeah. Well, just because you saw it on the internet doesn't mean it's true.
If Jaclyn Cosmetics or Jaclyn herself is saying the product is safe when there are reports contrary, because there were tweets sent out from Jaclyn Cosmetics saying, oh, it's safe, there's just a couple of them that, less than half of 1% that were effective or just not up to Jaclyn's standards. But really now other people are having all these things like they're safe to use, they're saying it's safe to use, but now there's a lot of reports and things contrary, or their legal ramifications Jaclyn be facing, or Jaclyn Cosmetics are making statements telling people it's okay to use when there are batches of them that are actually dangerous and that you shouldn't be putting anywhere on your skin, face, or anything.
When you put a product on the market, the consumer has an expectation that it is fit for its particular purpose. So she's already got an issue if there's some problem with the lipsticks, if they are not fit for the particular purpose to which they're intended. If she's making specific representations about the product and someone relies on that representation, then you could have some sort of fraud claim. I don't know. I just want to know why that lady... Did you see that lady when she opened up her PR package of all those lipsticks? She was like a lunatic. Anyway, go ahead. Next question.
This was the same question.
She was very bizarre.
This was basically the same question. Is the fact that she continued to remain virtually silent, not tell people to even just stop using temporarily, and lie via email responses that the lipsticks are 100% safe increasingly, more and more as time goes on, leaving her open to legal repercussions.
I already
think
answered that question.
A lot of people, what I'm trying to get at, are realizing that Jaclyn's going to get herself in hot water by trying to issue these type of statements, being like, no, everything's okay, when there actually are a lot of putting things under microscopes and actually seeing how gross these lipsticks are, that people are really wondering what the fate of Jaclyn's going to be. Because I said in my last video, one bad launch with your brand is going to ruin it, right? If she has to reimburse all these different people, if she bought 300,000 units and she can't sell them, when you're a small brand, you're an influencer, and you probably put like a good chunk of all your money into this cosmetics company, one bad launch can absolutely ruin you from being able to have a reputation and to launch future products.
What's the question? What's going to happen to her?
I'm just making it as a statement of that people are saying like, hey, like this could be the end of Jaclyn Cosmetics.
Well, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball.
Would Jaclyn be personally liable for any injuries sustained from her cosmetics line, and what type of insurance policy would her company have to protect themselves? Or is
Probably,
Jaclyn just opening herself up to the
probably
liability?
she would not be personally liable, because if she has half a brain, she probably has a corporation or a limited liability company or some other corporate entity, so that her own personal assets cannot be reached. What type of insurance policy she would have? It's typically called a general liability policy for products that one manufactures.
If the customer intentionally lied about a product being defective for clout on social media, could Jaclyn sue the fan or purchaser for slandering her brand, or is there anything legally regarding that? If someone puts up a bad review on YouTube, for example, and they sprinkled glass shards and goes, "Oh my God," and would Jaclyn be able to somehow prove that? Or
well, I wonder how much of that is going on myself. But anyway, yes, if you could figure out who the person was and you could prove that they did that, both questionable, then yes, she could. It wouldn't be her. It would be just like the entity would be the one that would be sued. The entity would be the one that would sue the person who's defaming the product.
The amount of times that I listened to you talk about legal stuff over the last like 7 or 8 years, however long we've been together for, you know, like how you can do, like in California, you can become a lawyer, like if you study under another lawyer for like say 20, 40 hours a week and they supervise you. I listened to you talk about the law enough. I think I should be able to sit for the bar and be able to take the California bar to become an attorney.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I basically answer your sentences, so I think that I'd be able to, then I could represent claimants for YouTube drama makeup products, and that could be my specialty.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone would actually retain me as an attorney, though? You know, all these drama channels would be talking about me. Mango Tea became a lawyer.
Well, I think
disbar me,
maybe when you danced around with your midriff hanging open and the blonde wig and all that, that might dissuade someone as a potential client.
Those were basically the gist of the questions, guys. I got a lot of questions that were very similar in nature to each other, as you guys have kind of figured out. We kind of have to see what Jaclyn is going to say and address like in the next upcoming weeks. I think that, as you guys see with like YouTube drama, once the mainstream media picks up on it, that's when things start to blow up. Same with James Charles and some other drama situations. Fox News got a statement from Jaclyn Cosmetics about it. There was actually a reporter, I believe it was from ABC, I don't know 100%, but I know that a reporter was contacting other people trying to do like a whole entire like investigation on the Jaclyn Cosmetics and the defective lipsticks, and again doing contacting chemists. Marlene Estelle from Makeup Geek actually just did an Instagram live today. I haven't seen it yet, where she talked to a chemist about the lipsticks and everything like that. So check out her Instagram. I don't know if she's reposted it. I'm sure some drama channel will post it if we didn't catch it in time, but she did a whole entire thing about it. I know that Kevin James Bennett, who won an Emmy and a lot of other things, he's been talking about Jaclyn Cosmetics. So I just think that as pressure mounts on Jaclyn and Jaclyn Cosmetics, as the mainstream media is picking up that these lipsticks are defective, Jaclyn's going to really have to issue or come on camera and really talk about what's going on with this, and that's what's going to kind of determine the next steps for Jaclyn and Jaclyn Cosmetics. I think that Jaclyn is trying to not really publicly say anything until she's 100% sure with the lipsticks and how much are really defective, what's going on, what are these different claims, because as you see, this is going to open her up to legal liability if she says something like, oh, they're all perfectly safe, don't worry, use them on your lips, and then people are going to continue to get infections or
yeah, but
other
you know
sort
what?
of
My
things.
whole point was, just by putting the product on the market, you are impliedly saying it's safe and you can use this without fear. And
what I'm trying to get at is that if she puts it out there, yes, that's true. But then once it's coming out that it's defective or contaminated, and then on top of that she says, doesn't even think about it in court too, from a legal perspective too. If you then go and say it's safe to use, and then someone goes and puts it on their lips and says no, like my lips are turning black, then if I retained you as my lawyer, I'd say, look at the screenshot, Mr. Jeff, look at how she said it's safe to use after there is possible contaminant. She says no, it's okay, and then I got this big black rash on my face. Then wouldn't you say as an attorney and say, wow, like even at that point it's even more damaging towards Jaclyn in terms of like the defense of it? Wouldn't you think that it's, you know, anyone who's injured in that place has a better kind of case in that regard if she does speak too soon?
Honestly, it doesn't really affect if the product is defective. It's a bad thing. It's called strict liability, and so it's bad no matter what. I just want to know why that lady was so kiki when she was in front of her big box of them, and she was sitting on the floor, and she was practically orgasmic over this stuff. And
she's about that with everything she does. Everything.
I never watched her before in my life. Never heard of her.
She's over the top. Always like, oh my God. And she laughs like that and whatever. And that's just kind of how she is.
Well, she was cackling when I saw her.
Yeah, she cackles, whatever. How much insurance would a company like that, being kind of like a smaller cosmetics company, how much insurance would you advise? Because Jeff does more like insurance sort of stuff. How much insurance would you say that she should hold to feel safe? Like how much of a policy would she get if you were advising Jaclyn?
Well, I
how
can't
many
advise
would she get?
her.
$1 million policy,
No,
$5 million,
no.
$20 million policy?
Typically, you would get
policy?
a $1 million policy and then an excess policy.
Like an umbrella sort of?
Well, yeah, 25 million or something like that.
And how much would that cost?
I don't know.
It would be so expensive.
It's not my field.
Okay, but you do things involved with insurance. So.
But I don't sell it. It's not my field to sell it.
I know, but I'm just curious.
I have no idea.
On that sort of thing. But what I was trying to say was, I'm really curious to see what Jaclyn's going to come out and say, how long she's going to stay silent, and what really the future holds for Jaclyn Cosmetics. Do you guys actually think Jaclyn's going to be able to continue on and say launch like highlighter or like, you know, whatever foundation? Like, is she going to be able to continue on as a brand, or is this the end of Jaclyn Cosmetics? She's going to have to rename it or something. And think, she had these lipsticks sitting ready to go for 2-3 years as her shelf life. She had the packaging ready in like 2011 or 12.
So you think these lipsticks have just been sitting in a warehouse for 3 years?
There was tweets saying from like 2017, like it's ready to launch like right now, and she had the packaging. It was like 2014 maybe, or maybe even like down to like 2011, where she was showing lab samples and different things, and the packaging said JH and everything. Watch my video from yesterday, but
I'm not going to be watching.
It's clearly been sitting in some factory, and she lied about the gloves, furry gloves, and there's pictures of her in the factory wearing blue gloves.
But
like
why would you have
gloves.
white furry gloves in the factory?
Anyway? That's the thing, that it's not really shedding from a glove. It's actually from contaminants, mold, from fibers and bacteria and
mold.
all
That
sorts
doesn't
of
create
things.
fibers.
Well, whatever. I'm not a scientist. I'm just saying it's something from being held in storage for years and years and years.
Oh dear.
Like, why wouldn't you think like maybe like don't sell lipstick that's been sitting there for
Well, you don't know if she
years.
did or she didn't. That's for other people to determine.
Anyways, guys, I'm really curious to hear what you guys think down below. I'm also going to be filming a video right after this for Mangotology, and going to be sharing more about my feelings and things about Scientology that I've been wanting to share with you guys for a while. So make sure to go down below and subscribe to Mangotology, mangotology.org, if you want to keep up with Scientology, drama, and all that sort of stuff.
More feelings about Scientology? Good Lord, you've been yammering about that for years.
Mango Tea, subscribe here if you want to see more Jeff. Like this video, leave comments. Jeff and I will be answering more of your questions in the comment section down below, and maybe we'll even have a part 2 in the future about this if you guys have enough questions, if there even is any more drama about this. But this is probably the end of the Jaclyn drama. We'll see. I don't know yet, guys. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to share this video on social media, and I will see you guys on my next video. Have a good day, guys.